As another doofus, not far from his 30s, I think I've been through most of it when it comes to wrestling games. The good ones, the bad ones, and the ugly ones. However, there is another section I must mention, and they're the 2K ones, which is its own hell all on its own, with all its uninspired, bland, boring, and brutally monotonous aspects. So it made me think, if these other 2K games didn't leave much to the imagination and offered us some pretty dull years, how will WWE 2K22 step up and save us from this wrestling dark age? And as I thought about it, I couldn't really find an optimistic thought, to be honest with you. Let's see here. WWE 2K22, it hits different. Ho ho! Yeah. Hopefully that won't be a low blow kick to the downstairs area, because after 7 years of getting a foot to the ball sack, it just ain't fun anymore, By the way, when does the purple swelling heal? Now look, this upcoming game could be one that I'll get very invested into. As I lose out on sleep, I'll forget to feed my kitty, I'll develop ass sores from long periods of sitting, and eye strain from the lack of blinking because I won't want to miss a single second of WWE 2K22! However, a much more believable prediction I have is it'll be just another entry that we'll forget about when WWE 2K23 comes along. And because they always make the next WWE game out to be something grand and huge. But then you play it and, yeah, it could be okay for a while, but then that fun just phases out. It's never long lasting. I remember for 2K15, it was a new generation and we're gonna go in a realistic and simulated direction. It'll look like you're watching an episode of Raw. The graphics will be out of this world. But 2K15 proved that you can't just make a game look pretty and get away with it. The gameplay and features and all those other things kind of matter too. Just saying, gotta get that out there. They need to be the focus, and I'm sure you remember how slow and sluggish the experience was in 2K15, and oh my god, never do that again, 2K. Holy shizzle. Fuck it, I don't make money off the channel. Fuck off, 2K, with your bullshit. And sure, they're gonna make 22 all fancy and shiny, and that's fine, do it, but if the gameplay doesn't change and it's more of the same, not hitting different at all, I gotta ask, what's the point here? Where are we going here? What are we doing? And in the 2K series, the gameplay is as frustrating as it is to actually watch WWE today. It'll leave you feeling pissed off, unsatisfied, and wanting more, but never going above and beyond. I also gotta say this, and I think it's a personal thing here. Well, actually, everything in this video is personal. But it really does feel like we're in this weird time now where, these games have reached this point where it's exhausted most, if not all, ideas. It's done so much in the last 20 to 25 years that I think we've been through it all now, We've seen wrestling games go through pretty much everything that I can go through. And I feel like I've played every kind of wrestling game that can possibly exist. Maybe. It definitely feels that way, though. And for me, it's difficult to find a wrestling game that is different and new and unique and fresh. Plus, my biggest point I want to make in this video, we have already had these great wrestling games that did things better than how 2K went about them. And it makes me think, why would we want a downgraded version of features and gameplay when games like Shut Your Mouth, Here Comes the Pain, SVR07 already gave fans all the fun and enjoyment? It already gave you what you wanted, and you've been satisfied over and over again. At least I have. If you're my age, around the mid to late 20s, you've already played the best wrestling games ever. And I'm sure you, just like myself, have these wonderful memories. Maybe it's just me though, and things are changing. As a matter of fact, things have changed. I'm becoming a different person who is way more into writing, animation, and other creative outlets than ever before. I haven't watched WWE since 2017 when Matt and Jeff returned that night at WrestleMania and I cried my eyes out. And how I see it is that's the last true big moment that I'll ever get in wrestling for the rest of my life. Matt and Jeff returning was that one last piece of my childhood, or that last piece of the pie that I've loved for many years. And now it's over. And if I were to tune in today, I wouldn't know most of the roster, simply because I've been gone for several years now, and obviously a new generation of boys and girls have arrived. I mean, I did buy 2K19, and it was fun, at least with a friend, Brandon, Extreme's Edge, but I have this belief that again, I've had my piece of the pie when it comes to these wrestling games, or even wrestling in general, especially with the older video games. I've had some good times, and I'll never forget the memories, and yeah, I'm just in this place now where I don't think I really need 2K22, because it'll offer things that I've already had, and probably had in a much bigger and better way. So screw it. Who cares if the next game is just okay, because why would it be any more than that, when these games already offered exciting and fun times? For me, I think if I buy 2K22, cool, but I don't think it'll do a lot for me. But damn, I hope I'm wrong. And if I am, then it means this game will be something different. It will hit different. And I obviously would love if it did. I hope it does, but it also doesn't make much sense for wrestling games today to offer me something grander and better than what the past offered me. I just don't think it will. I've been there, I've done that, you know? Again, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope 2K22 steps up and shows me what a good wrestling game is. And it goes, Dean, you're wrong. Now play with me, you bitch. It'll be great. Alright, I vented and I rambled enough. Got that out of my system, and I feel better. Thank you for watching this video, and I shall see you next time. But for now, please, take care.